I've got FOMO when it comes to food, because is it really giving you joy long term? This particular dinner, this particular snack, this particular treat, this particular experience, is it really giving you FOMO, or is there something else here that you may need to explore?
Welcome back everyone to our new series. So this series we've called our social solution. No.
Try again.
This is a tongue twister. Our social season solution series.
4 S's.
So we've come up with 4 main problems that we see in this period towards the end of the year, especially being in the southern hemisphere where it's getting warmer, there's more events, people are going on summer holidays and they still want to look good. So the 4 main problems that we find is number 1, FOMO. Number 2, guilt when indulging. Number 3, being able to say no. And number 4 is acceptance and preparation.
So let's unpack FOMO. And the definition of FOMO is fear of missing out. Our question to you today is, what are you truly missing out on? So FOMO around food is something we see a lot of people experience when they feel like they're missing out on some enjoyment for some reason. And personally, I would really question this throwaway, I've got FOMO when it comes to food. Because is it really giving you joy long term? You know, this particular dinner, this particular snack, this particular treat, this particular experience, is it really giving you FOMO, or is there something else here that you may need to explore? So I personally find this FOMO concept really linked to guilt and feelings of indulging, as opposed to the experience. It's like the actual food itself. It's a bit of an interesting one. We're going to explore it today. So yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so just going back to question 1, define what you feel like you were truly missing out on. And like I said before, the definition, so FOMO, fear. There's a fear emotion there, and is this fear rational? So yeah, think about that first.
Because the fear element, when you think about fear, it is a sympathetic nervous system response. So it might be a throwaway term, but when you do have rational fear of something, you're either fighting, flying, or freezing. The fight or flight response is what it's coined as, and it's the sympathetic nervous system. Your nervous system, this is the one that controls whether or not you're running from a situation, trying to survive, run the lion. If you think back to our ancestral days when we were living in tribes, our body is a product, and our genetics are a product of these times, and we have these hormonal systems that work to help us survive. We have survival mechanisms. Whilst we may not be living with lions, we may not be needing to run away from anything in particular, being fearful of something like food, you really want to think about this, because it doesn't sound rational when you think about the hormones at play. So I'm going to kind of talk about how and why it's not really rational, and a little bit more science behind this. If we're getting anxious, worried, stressed, and we're sitting down just on your bum and you're scrolling through your phone and you're going, oh my God, I'm going to miss out on this. Oh, I'm really stressed out. Or at the opposing argument, like you've got the peanut butter in the cupboard and you're going, I really want the peanut butter, You're just scrolling on your phone, or you're at work and you're trying to read an email and all you're thinking about is the peanut butter in the cupboard. This like ruminating does create a mental stress. So when this mental stress is becoming, your body's getting a little bit flighty inside, you're feeling like I just really can't stop thinking about it, it might become uncontrollable and you might find irritable mood symptoms around it now. It's creating an insulin spike, but the insulin is actually not getting used to fight, fly, or freeze. Like it's not necessarily a rational fear, because you're not running from anything. You just need to go to the pantry, or you just need to go out with your friends and eat it, right? So I'm going to assume that, you're sitting and you're ruminating, you're constantly thinking about it, it's creating a lot of stress and anxiety, and then therefore you feed the beast with your anxiety, and you're feeding that emotion because you're allowing it to happen. And then, this fear of missing out, this fear of like, I feel like when you go for a dinner or a social setting, and you're thinking about, what am I going to say to my aunties? What am I going to say to my grandparents? What am I going to say to my parents when I say I don't want the meal? But inside I really do. And I told them I was going to be on a diet, and I'm not on the diet if I eat this meal. Like that internal dialogue, you kind of have to go, stop, because it is creating this flighty feeling inside, this stress response. Its cortisol's rising, and your emotional connection to the meal or the food or the conversations is now becoming a problem.
That's true. So it's kind of like the system isn't getting, like it's not doing its job for what it truly needs to do because of that internal dialogue is like built up so much.
And then you reward it and
Yeah.
you feed the beast. You reward it with the action, and then you're like, oh, just have it, or all right, fine, give me a plate, or okay. And your whole time you were feeling that fear of missing out. So then you feed the beast by actually doing what you were missing, what you felt like you were fear of missing out on. I think that makes sense. Let us know if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, happy to talk more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So to wrap this up a little bit, just some questions that we would love you guys to, I mean, if you're comfortable answering it or writing it down, thinking it in your head, whatever it may be. But some of the questions is, are you eating because you feel like you are missing out? Does this food have nutritional or sentimental value to you? Is it just a once-off Christmas dinner that year? A dish that is literally you're only going to have once a year at Christmas time or whatever festive season it is? Or are you eating with good company or eating with people that make you feel stressed or make you feel like you need to indulge in something that you don't really want to? I think, eating in good company with family, having a laugh, enjoying the food and reminiscing is a great thing. So if that is what you also value, then just take it for what it is. So there are 4 questions that we would like you guys to answer whenever
you can.
Yeah.
In your journal. You can even, if you do have a response to any of those questions and you want to leave them in the comments, we'd love to see them, or send us an email at helloladiesatlift@gmail.com, and you can send us your responses if you want to talk more about it and with us personally. I think these are fantastic questions to unpack. Journal them, sit on them, think about what we've said, and maybe when you do feel this flightiness or this irritable mood, I think, coming around the FOMO and the food that you might be missing out on, notice it, because awareness is the first step to change. We hope you liked this episode. We hope you feel empowered from this episode. It gave you some tips and some tricks and some questions to explore. Next week, we are going to be talking about indulging. So the guilt in indulging and how to kind of like move past the guilt. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, and we will see you next week.
Bye.